Hello, in this presentation, I will be talking about the Teen Zone, which is located at the library I currently work in. I think the space is a little sad due to the size, but it made writing this paper easier. I identified 3 points in my paper. The points I thought that would be the most important, including discussing space, what the current space looks like, and how it can be improved by making recommendations. So major point 1 is defining space. Like adults and children have their own spaces, teen space is equally important. As we know, whether it is limited in libraries or not, a library space is meant to feel welcoming for a diverse group of users. I also use Bolin as the top resource because of how population is discussed. I feel that based on the service area's population, a space for teen is based off that population and how many teens are in the area. I do know that there is a high school nearby the Lamb, and there is also a little middle school. There is also a magnet school where there are 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. The second major point is a brief description of the library and where it is located. I use the branch that I work at. There are 2 levels. The main level is the library itself, and the basement is where the meeting room is. Our floor plan will be shared later in the slideshow, but the library floor is divided into sections similar to library wings in a bigger library. We have children's, teens, and adults. On a typical day, the library gets mostly adult users. In the summer, we see more children and teens using the library as we host teen nights and tween nights and summer reading programs. The teen zone is sectioned off by bookshelves. In the area, there is a tall table and chairs, and a few beanbags with shelving, some signage, and a display. It does look sad, but our teen users do enjoy it. Though I do not work during the teen and tween nights, I don't really get to see our teen users and how many attend. The third major point is discussing improvements and the pros and cons. Some of the pros and cons were good and some were bad during my observation. The branch does not have a dedicated teen service librarian. As a staff member, I never really asked why there isn't a teen librarian, but we are all trained, including the programming specialist, to work with all ages and giving exceptional services. We do greet teens even if they don't respond. It helps the teens to know that we are there for them. I also talked about the Nordic model and how it is useful in developing the space. Without this model and the FF&E guide, it would be impossible to make recommendations. I made a few comments on having teens involved in development and taking feedback. This will allow teens to use their creative ideas to make their space a place that feels safe. Teens who actively use space should be able to comment on how the library makes them feel. Now I will take you on a mini tour. These are a few photos I could get, as there were patrons around the library and I didn't want to interrupt them. Here is the current floor plan of the Lamb Library. The teen space is in the middle of the blue and lighter green sections, so it was designed to be built small. The library district is going to be redesigning all library branches within the next 5 to 10 years. From the looks of the new floor plans, they are going to make the teen space a little bigger than it is. There is also the lower level where the meeting room is used for programming. The library holds teen night and tween night. They used to be combined, but they are split for the summer. Our meeting room also fills up fast during the week, and I made this comment in my paper as well. This is the back wall of the space, the sign that identifies the TeenSpace. There is minimal fixtures in the area. In my paper, I talked about possibly adding more lighting and making windows bigger to allow more natural light. We do get a lot of natural light in the library as the roof has some windows and natural light comes in. And this is the view from the back corner of the space. We can see here there are a few bean bags and a table which holds coloring pages and color pencils for teens. The books on top of the shelves promote new books, and the small red table is a display to promote our collection. So in my paper, I made some recommendations for this space, maybe eliminating the bean bags, adding some comfortable ottomans, maybe a small couch, maybe adding a few tables that are smaller and that are bigger, which will allow for teens to study and read, and also to just lounge around. So this is the view from the front. We can see that the shelves are used to divide the space from the adult area and the lounging area, which are on the other side of the bookshelves. In my paper, I discussed how I think before, at some point, the teen zone used to be bigger due to the back where the red walls are. This means at some point the library needed more space. On that side, there are also computers along that wall. And there's also tables and chairs for people to read, study, and just lounge. And lastly, I got a picture of the graphic novels. Teens mostly read the graphic novels and the manga books, and they like to sit in the beanbags and grab a comic or a graphic novel. With this, I think that the TeenSpace can be improved greatly, and I look forward to seeing what our library district does when it comes to redesigning it. And this is the end of my presentation. Thank you.